Once we have chosen the solution, then it is time to implement the solutions. One tool which is very useful while you implement the solution is involvement matrix. Involvement matrix assigns the roles and responsibilities of the team members while you implement the solutions. It is also known as RACI chart or RACI chart. RACI chart means R-A-C-I. R means responsible for, A means accountable for, C means consulted with, and I means informed about. So here you list down all the tasks in one column and you assign the people for each of the tasks, whether the person is responsible for that particular task or accountable or consulted with or informed about the task. So once you have got your involvement matrix, the roles and responsibilities of all the team members will be very clear, and this will avoid any confusion or conflicts as you implement the solution. Now in the improve phase, we are in the process of developing the plans, piloting the plans, and implementing the plans. So let us see how can we do this and what tools we can use. What is planning? Planning is understanding why we are doing what we are doing, then planning the work, the tasks and subtasks, planning the time, the people, the resources, planning for acceptance of the change, and planning for potential problem. You have to imagine how you will fail. We'll be using FMEA. And then also understand whether whatever we planned, whatever we implemented, has it really worked or not. Here we will use PDCA, plan, do, check, act. So these are the elements of plan: tasks and timelines, budget and resources, stakeholders, then how to check, and then finally potential problems, that is FMEA. Let us see one by one. First, the tasks and timeline planning. Here you can use 4 tools. These 4 tools are planning grid, tree diagrams, process maps, and Gantt charts. First, let us have a look at planning grid. In planning grid, we see the tasks and the relative sequence, the duration, and the timings. Planning grid helps to identify the resources and outcomes for each step in the process. Here, you first list down the steps sequentially in one column. Then you list down the outcomes of each of the steps very clearly, and it is identified against that each step. Then you assign the responsibility, the person responsible who needs to execute that task, and then you will also list down the timing and other factors which need to be tracked. For planning grid, you can also use a template called 5W2H. Here you will be asking questions like why, what, who, when, where, how, and how much. 5W2H template looks like this. The first column has what, that means you will insert the actions to address the root cause. The second column is about why, means reason for the actions to be taken. Then the third column is about how, means activities required to implement the actions. Then comes where, means where the activities will be taking place. Then who means who is responsible for conducting these activities. And then comes how much, means what is the cost of the activity. Then when means when will the activity happen. And then finally you will put a status, whether this activity has happened or it is in progress or it is completed or still yet to start. So this is 5W2H. You can use 5W2H as a planning grid.